Hello and welcome to the part 5 session of waveguide. So in this video we're going to derive about TE mode with respect to EX, EY, HX, HY in terms of EZ and HZ. So let us begin our session as early as possible. So now what is this one? This is nothing but TE mode. In TE mode we know that it's a transverse electric field where the electric field is got oscillation. The one which is oscillation in Z axis, that becomes 0. So now I can say that electric field becomes 0 for in Z direction, and as usual Hz should not equal to 0 from derived from the wave equation. Now we're going to utilize a boundary condition as what we have done in the TM for finding Ex, Ey, Hx and Hy in terms of Ez and Hz. So already you know this too. So let me start the actual derivation. Now as we know that from the wave equation, all this stuff we already derived this one. So now I'll go directly that we have to find Hz because we have to derive in terms of Ez and Hz, but Ez is 0 as the concept of transverse. So now let us find Hz, which is a multiplication of x into y, where x, capital X, is a function of small x and capital Y is a function of small y, what we have discussed in the previous mode, that is TM mode. Now already we know this equation. Now this Hz should substitute over here. So I have substituted xy into the Hz. Now as you know that capital X is a function of x, so now it's a partial differentiable, but y becomes constant. Similarly here x becomes constant, and now what I have done here is that I have divided with xy. So what I have done, I have divided xy with this term. Now xy, now yy got cancelled, xx got cancelled, plus x square equal to 0. So the remaining part we have already discussed this one in TM, that this is nothing but minus b square and this is nothing but your minus a square. Now again we will got the same equation, that is h square is equal to a square plus b square. Now what we have to do, means we have to solve a capital X and Y. So we have to do the partial or variable separable method. Then we got x and y as I've written directly in terms of c1, c2, c3, c4. Here our main goal is to find c1, c2, c3, c4 as well as capital A and capital B, as we have discussed in the previous class. Now Hz is nothing but xy, as we got the from the variable separable method. You just substitute over here. Now we have to solve all the constant. So as already I've discussed that it is solved through boundary condition. So we have 4 boundary condition, that is left, right to top and bottom. So now we're going to start the boundary condition number 1, which is a bottom. So what we are assuming here is that Ex is equal to 0. As already I told that Ez and Hz is 0 at the surface, or when it touch the surface we treat that the electric field magnetic field becomes 0. So now if Ez and Hz is 0, then automatically Ex should be 0 at the boundary, at the surface, not in the space, at the surface, that you have to understand. So now Ex is equal to 0 at the bottom will starts from 0 to A and 0 to A, and this is nothing but 0 to B. So at the bottom we have to observe that we have to travel from 0 to A, and the y axis should be 0. So this is what we have discussed in the previous also. So x tends to 0 to A and y is equal to 0. Now what you have to do here is that, as you know, this is Ex, where Ez is equal to 0. You know what is Hz, you substitute Hz, we got Hz, so you substitute Hz, partial differentiation with respect to y. Once you do the partial differentiation, then you can say that all are constant except this y terms. So cos becomes minus sine, sine becomes cos. So this is a simple derivation. Now you substitute this to value. Y has to be substituted as 0, but x cannot be substituted, is a variable, so we are not going to substitute that. So now sine 0 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So I think that the C3 terms get vanished. Now the remaining part is C4. Now multiplication of any two terms, if it becomes 0, then any one of the terms should become 0. Now I can't make this one as 0 because a constant. This is also a constant which is a pure depends on x. So x is a variable here, so we can't make this as 0. Definitely the term c4 should be 0. Now what I have done, that out of this whole term c4 should be 0 as x is a variable. So now we got c4 equal to 0. Now the equation got reduced into c1, c2 and c3. Now let us apply the boundary condition number 2. In this condition we are treating ey as 0. Now for left side what you have to do means you have to travel from here to here, so x becomes 0 but y goes from 0 to b. So I think so the same statement I want to repeat, x tends to 0, y becomes 0 to b. Now hz, you know, that is this one, you take this one as a reference, you substitute, you do the partial fraction differentiation. So once you do the partial differentiation you substitute x as 0, as y cannot be substitute 0 because it's a variable. So wherever the x will there, what you have to do means you have to substitute the 0. So sine 0 becomes 0, cos 0 becomes 1. I think so c1 get vanished, only c2 c3 got left. Now if you observe this one, now c2 c3 got left. Now what you have to do means here, any multiplication of terms becomes 0 means this cannot be made 0, b cannot be made 0 and c3 cannot be made 0 as y is variable. Obviously we have to make c2 as 0. Now what we have done is that we are going to substitute c2 0. So conclusion is c4 c2 got vanished from the boundary condition. So c2 c4 got vanished from the boundary condition. Now the only left part is c1 and c3, which is treated as c and remaining as it is. Now what you have to do, the next one is using the boundary condition, that is top as a boundary condition. So again you take ex as a reference, again you have to do the partial differentiation with respect to y with hz. Now substitute this hz here. Now you do the partial differentiation. Now the partial differentiation with respect to y, that is cos becomes minus sine. And one more point to be noticed is that it is a top means ex is equal to 0. Again the surface field becomes 0, but at the top we can say that y tends to b. If you observe this point, now y should becomes b and x should travel from 0 to a. So the condition is y tends to b, x tends to 0 to a. As we unable to substitute x value, but we can substitute y as b. So what I have done is that instead of y I have substituted b. So x is a variable, so I cannot substitute, so x will be remain same, but y can substitute b. Now what happens means the multiplication of two terms becomes 0. As I told again and again that it's a constant, then c is a constant, cos x is a variable, obviously this part should become 0. So 0 so now sine ab equal to 0. So sine 0 can be represented as sine n pi. So 0 can be represented as sine n pi. So now I can say that equating the trigonometry, now AB is equal to n pi. Now we are going to get a, where n is equal to 0 comma plus of minus 1 comma plus of minus 2 and so on. So what we got here, we got the constant called as a, as what we have done in TM. Now in similarly we can find, and similarly we're going to find for b constant also, but this is can be find through boundary condition 4, that is from right side. I have not done. Now you can do as in the exercise format. Now what we got, now we got the constant a and b and we're going to substitute in hz. So c times of this term is b, so c times of cos b x cos a y. So we got a and b. So but this is not actual value for hz. Actual means it's a concept of magnitude, propagation, then the signal is time varying complex exponential, and this is nothing but the direction of propagation, as already I've discussed in TM mode. So now this hz should be substituted over here. Now this is got as hz actual. Now I told already that we have to find ex, ey, hx and hy. So try to understand the simple point here is that it is nothing but ex is nothing but dou by dou y of hz actual. Just substitute this hz actual inside and do the partial differentiation with respect to y. You're going to get ex. So this is an homework part for you. I have done step by step. Try to understand. If any doubt, you can ask me. Now similarly you can find for ey, same hz actual, you take it hz actual, substitute over here, but you have to do partial differentiation with respect to x. Now again you do that partial fraction, differentiation, you're going to obtain this one. Similarly for hx and hy, so once you got ex, ey, hx, hy, we can go for the modes of a te. So how we can find modes? As already we got ex, ey, hx, hy, you just substitute m equal to 0, n equal to 0 to all these four equation. Obviously when you substitute, then you're going to get all the zeros. So now ex, ey, hx, hy do not exist because all the field get vanished. But if you substitute m equal to 0 and 1, that is n equal to 1, obviously you're going to get ex and hy. So whatever you have done in tm mode, the same value, the same thing you have to do. So I'm going shortcut right now. Now you substitute 0 and 1 to ex, ey, hx, hy, but ex won't become 0, hy won't become 0. So now I can say that ex and hy will exist. The remaining two, that is ey and hx, becomes 0. Now for mode m equal to 1 and n equal to 0, it is something like complement, that is it only ey and hx exist, remaining part becomes 0, means remaining two parts becomes 0. Now let us substitute m equal to 1 and, sorry to say this word, n equal to 1. Try to understand this point. Here it's not a 0, it's a 1. So m equal to 1, n equal to 1. Now if you substitute this two value as 1 1, all the field exist as what you have done in tm mode. Now I can say that all the field exist for 1 1 itself. Now what you have to do means, let us find the dominant mode of te. As already I have discussed, this is a formula for finding. What you have to do means, you have to substitute the mn value and get the result. Now what I've done, that 0 0 I've substituted, I got infinity, means it won't exist. Now 0 1 exists as I already discussed. So now what is the answer here? 2b. Now 1 0, it is exist. Yes, it is exist. It is exist. All three are exist. Now all three are exist, you got some value. Now what you have to do is, let us say that 1 1, if you substitute 1 1, you're going to get this one. Let us assume some value for better understanding, a equal to 4, b equal to 2, as a is greater than b. So substitute a as 4 and b as 2, then this term becomes 4, this term becomes 8. If you substitute over here, you will get 3.5. So as already I have written everything neatly. So now what is the conclusion to be understand here is that this lambda 10 is 8, remaining all are less. So now I can say that lambda c10 is an dominant mode, because dominant mode means it is a cutoff frequency whose value is maximum for a particular mode. So we got the maximum value for 10 itself. So now I can say the dominant mode is 10, and this is the concept of dominant mode for TE. Now these are the sketch for TE and TM mode, and try to visualize it and try to understand, and you write in exam for this particular mode. I hope you have understood. And in this session I have discussed about the TE mode completely, how to, and in TE mode what I've done, I have used the boundary condition on, and then I got ex, ey, hx, hy, then I got the modes and existence of the fields, then from that I got the dominant mode. So in dominant mode of TE is 10 and dominant mode of TM is 11. I hope you have understood this video. If any doubt, if you have, you can contact me through WhatsApp or you can call me personally. Thanks.